So, here at the Global Autism Project, we like to talk about our passion stations. I don't know, maybe you guys have heard our CEO, Molly, talk about this before, but a passion station is a memory that you reflect on that reminds you why you love doing what you do. This could be, in any field, but it's usually related to a specific event or a person. And it's something that inspires and moves you. Because, sometimes in our work, especially in the helping fields, we may feel stuck, like we don't have any motivation or energy, especially dealing with really intense cases, and we may feel tired or burnt out. So sometimes we question, like, is this the right path for us? But it's in these moments that you have to look back at your passion station and kind of like fill up, like a refuel of passion. So what's your passion station? Christina?
That is a great question. Very loaded. I would say for me, it's a lot of different aspects of my passion station. I think throughout the years, you do go through things that you burn out and you have to kind of take a step back. I think actually right before I went on my SkillCorps trip, I didn't realize like how much I was burning out. And my SkillCorps trip kind of like refueled my passion station. So for me, I don't know if there's a very specific client, but I think it's more with me, the parents and the families, just seeing how much their daily lives change and how much more they can do through the services that I provide and we provide, and how much it affects their quality of life, whether it has to do with personal relationship with their child, personal relationship with other family members, or seeing their child grow in their community with different skills. I think that for me is my passion station. And I also think that just what I've learned through my experience in my career, just that has affected my life so much, meaning when I work with these children and when I went on my SkillCorps trip, it just makes you think so much about the important things in life. And they see things from a whole different view of the world, So sometimes I look at them and I see that they're always just trying to communicate with us, but it's a different form of communication. And when I look at different things that are happening, like it really is beautiful sometimes to see how much parents could love their children, even through adversity. And our clients go through so much adversity every day, and especially this population, and how much they persevere. For me, it just inspires me and fuels my passion station to keep going, because we're their biggest advocates. And that for me just fuels my career. So whenever I'm not having the best day, I'm not having the best week, I'm not having the best month at work, I try to think of those times.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Natalie, how about you? What's your passion station?
Yeah, that's hard to follow. That was really good, Christina. I guess it's difficult for me to kind of pick one, but for both, I have two, I guess I would say, as a supervisor and then as a clinician when I was a therapist. So initially, the second client that I had, I always resort to this client when I'm talking or I get super emotional about what it is that I do. Because very early on in my career as a therapist, it was easy to get kind of discouraged or feel like I didn't know enough or imposter syndrome. And specifically with this client, he was using an augmented communication device when I first started, very little communication on it. I was fairly new, so I could tell the caregivers didn't have a lot of faith in me. But then our relationship kind of just progressed so beautifully, and it was a working relationship. So then the caregiver and I were then working for the client's best interest in mind, and watching my client then communicate with me on this augmented communication device, which I didn't even know what ACD stood for before I started using this with him. And he would respond with yes and no and ask me for certain things on his device. And just seeing when someone has the means to communicate what it is that they need, how that can transpire, for me, that was amazing. And it was something that I never had really thought of prior to that. And then as a supervisor, I think in the last year or so, I have grown so much. I have questioned a lot of the teachings that I was given I have done a lot of unlearning about certain things that I had learned, and trying to use that with the therapist that I have, right, to question certain things, not to do things just because you're told to do them, but really understand, and is it in line with what you value, right? And for me, that really, at least lately, is a huge passion of mine, is advocating for my clients, advocating for my therapist, and really working together. I would say that's one of the biggest things that I'm super passionate about right now.
Wow, just hearing you guys talk about this, it's like refueling my own passion. It's funny how
I'm so
that
happy.
works, right? It's like contagious. You've been watching Autism Knows No Borders. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also, we'd love to hear from you, so let us know what you think in the comments section. Click here to watch this interview in its entirety. You can also find us on your favorite podcast app. Tune in each week for engaging conversations of how people across the globe are inspiring change and building community. Thanks for watching. Take care.